We're so glad to have you here back, and with no further ado, we would like to give the word to Lance so he can talk us through with his collaboration with Cuervo Tradicional MX 2018. And we would also like if you could share us your experience with the brand, working with this brand, this iconic tequila brand here in Mexico, and your collaboration throughout history with the country. So I'll give the word to Lance. And
okay. Well, good morning. It's such a pleasure to be here. I mean, I always love being here. And it's been such a nice opportunity to do this good luck charm for the team. It's my team now because we're out, so... and I just like very much being involved with this because I think your team is very good. I think you've had a few rocky road games along the way here, but I think your team has woken up. And if this good luck charm can help them, I mean, there are very many examples of great teams not doing so well because of bad luck. Now you have a good team and it's going to get better. It's very young, and I think if this good luck charm can help them, I'll be very happy, and I'm sure they'll be very happy. So 5 games, and if you get that far, you're going to have a seasoned team on your hand, and you might have a chance to go even further. So I'd love to see that happen. The design of the bottle is, it's more of a texture, and the idea there is to have the kind of energy that you find. I love football, and you know, it's one of those games where you have finesse, you have speed, you have power. There's so many beautiful parts of the game, and I wanted to try to capture that with the texture. And of course, the texture has a very Mexican quality. I just love some of your early cultures, and I've learned a lot in my design career using some of the powerful ways they work with geometry. It's not a question of copying them, it's just saying, you know, you guys have done a good job, and I'd like to continue exploring geometry and getting personality out of it, getting emotion out of it, because modern graphic design in many cases lacks that kind of emotional part, and you can't miss that working in Mexico, and I've been very lucky. So for me, it's like giving you guys back some luck. You've given me a lot of luck over my whole career, so thank you, and it's very nice being here with you.
what does it mean for you to work with this brand, with this like Mexican iconic brand? Tequila, you know, tequila is probably one of the icons of Mexican culture, and well, also football. So we're doing this collaboration between these two, like very Mexican, very important Mexican parts of our lifestyle.
Yeah, you put it together. You said it. It's two very classic parts of your culture here, and let's hope they work very well together on this one.
Yeah, well, it will. It will. We hope so. We talked about that fifth game, which is something we as Mexicans really would like to get there. You know, throughout history, that's like a hard number for us, right? The fifth game. We all know about that fifth game, and as you said it before, we hope this works like a lucky charm, you know, so we can get there, or probably even to the final, right? So
yeah, if you get to the fifth game, I think you have a good chance to go all the way, and if a little luck can help, good.
It'll be a lot of luck for us. Anything you want to add on the design? Where did it came from? Did you take anything from Mexican roots, from our ancestry, or?
Well, yes, the Mexican design is, as I mentioned, it's a pattern. One of the things that I was surprised by the design is that it's not such an easy bottle to photograph, but it's an easy bottle to experience with, because it's like a kaleidoscope. You know, you don't necessarily want the pictures from a kaleidoscope, but the interactive quality of working with a kaleidoscope, the bottle has that, and that was a surprise to me because it's just a very nice bottle because of that. So sometimes you have surprises when you're designing things, and that was one that was really important. So I hope that people experience it that way.
Well, and as you can see, we have two presentations, which we're honored, Lance, to have done for us. We have first the Tequila Reposado and the Tequila Plata. They're different editions. So you can see one is green and the other one is red. What do you think about that, the two different tequila types, the Reposado and the Plata, on making, or as an inspiration for this bottle?
I think, excuse me, once again, it's so traditional. I mean, I love to have my tequila and my limon and my sandita, so you got the flag going for you, and it's a great relationship.
Great. Would you like to add anything else, or we could continue with a couple of Q&A from the press?
Yeah, no, I'd like to answer any questions you have. I mean, from my experience, I've tried to explain what I've done here as part of this program. And if you have any questions about that, I'd be very happy to answer them.
Sure. We have a question over there. Ahí, un micrófono, por favor.
Hola, ¿cómo estamos, Lance? Muy buenos días, Lance. Carlos Porras, revista Contacto. Quisiera saber tu visión, esta águila, cómo la visualizaste, este icono mexicano, ¿no? Sí, las letras, bueno, que creaste desde el 65 siguen siendo impactantes. La revolución que tuviste a nivel mundial, o que se tuvo en diseño, tanto gráfico como todo lo que se vino en el 68, hay un parteaguas en el diseño a partir de lo que tú gestaste. Cuéntanos de este águila que creaste para esta edición especial de Tequila, y si sí sabes, yo creo que sí, es un hecho que sí sabes, que este maratón, el de la Ciudad de México, es la letra O de la palabra México con la tipografía que tú creaste para el 68. Estarás en el maratón, en el cierre del maratón, ya que es un ciclo de 6, la letra O, 6 maratones, y es importante.
So they're asking your inspiration with this eagle, this iconography eagle. You've made a lot of iconography, symbolic Mexican culture, important for us. So what's your inspiration for the eagle, working for the eagle, which is such an iconic Mexican symbolic mark? We can see it throughout all of Mexico culture. We see it in our flag. So how did you come up with this eagle?
Well, I think the eagle is a traditional icon here. I mean, I've used the eagle in many, many ways in Mexico. In fact, in 1970, for the World Cup, I designed Pico, and Pico was an eagle that was actually born out of the egg of the ball. The ball was the egg. And I was very proud of that because it was all in lights all the way down Reforma. And you know, I was very happy to see that. So, I mean, the eagle is your bird. It's our bird, too, in the States. So, you know, eagle's an eagle.
The clashing of two cultures, right? Two neighbors. ¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Okay.
¿Podría repetir lo del maratón, por favor?
Que esta edición del maratón es la letra O de México, es la última letra, y que si él va a estar en la final del maratón, que es importante, él diseñó la tipografía.
I don't completely understand the question. I realize that the marathon is using the similar typography as the Olympics. And I mean, actually, that, you know, to make it simple, those letters that form comes from the Olympic rings, the geometry. And once the structure of the 68 was established, we all realized that it looked very Mexican. And I have to say, I spent a lot of time at the Museum of Anthropology trying to understand those early cultures. I really love the early cultures in this country, from Olmec all the way up through, up to the Aztec. And you see a lot of use of this type of form. And once I realized that, it all fit together. It was like a magical moment when these design elements back in the Olympic period all fit together. Then of course you have the Huichol, you have the folk art or the artisania that's just still very, very strong here. So you're a very visual culture, and you have a lot of tradition that goes way back, and what we did was just capture some of that, and it has already been here. I mean, that was a good example of using it, but there have been a lot of examples since then, and I feel a part of that, but they are forms that are very related to Mexico as well. So the marathon, the Olympics, I've seen a lot of other examples also. So